गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmade Guru Pad Padma Nitila Prashta Jagat Guru Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Tirandi Swami Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj Nam Nishta Santa Shri Aniruddha Das Prabhuji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas, please accept my humble obeisances. Reading from Śrī Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛtam Part 2, Chapter 1, Text 10 and 11. श्रीमदुत्तरोवाच कामिनां पुण्यकर्तॄणां त्रैलोक्यं गृहीणां पदम् अगृहाणां च तस्योर्धं स्थितं लोकचतुष्टयम् भोगान्ते मुहुरावृत्तिमेते सर्वे प्रयान्ति महरादिगतः केचिन्मुच्यन्ते ब्रह्मणा सह. Shrimad Uttaravacha, Shutradevi said, Kaminam, for those who have desire, Punya Kartrunam, who perform pious deeds, Trilokyam, the three worlds, Gruhinam, for householders, Padam, the abode, Agruhanam, for the non-householders, Cha, also, Tasya, that, Urdhvam, above, Sthitam, situated, Loka Chatushtayam, four planetary system, Bhogante, at the end of enjoyment, Muhu, again, Avritim, return, Ete, they, Sarve, all, Prayanti, they attain, he, certainly, Maha, Adi, the higher planets such as Maharloka, Gataha, having attained, Kechit, some, Muchante, are liberated, Brahmana, Shri Brahma, Saha, along with. Shutradevi said the three planetary systems, Bhu, Bhuvar, and Swar, are the abodes of enjoyment of householders who engage in pious activities with a desire to enjoy material results. Above these realms are the four planetary systems, Mahar, Janas, Tapas, Satya, which are the abodes obtained by non-householders, namely brahmacharis and celibate students. Vanaprasthis are those who have left household life for spiritual advancement, and yatis are initiates. Shutradevi said, surely there must be a super excellent abode for those who possess topmost love for the lotus feet of Sri Gopinath. This abode must be superior to and more wonderful than all other destinations, including the realms obtained by all those who are devoted to fruitive activities, karma. Desiring to inquire about this abode, Shri Uttara mentions many other destinations attainable by other types of practitioners, sadhakas. In the first 2.5 verses, she describes the destinations reached by persons attached to fruitive activities depending on whether the practitioners are renounced or not renounced. The word punya karma means auspicious activities such as regular obligatory duties, nitya, and occasional duties, naimittika. Householders who engage in their fruitive activities or kamya karma reach the three planetary systems, Bhuloka, Bhurloka, and Swargaloka, the places for their enjoyment. What type of fruitive workers, karmis, obtain these three abodes? Shri Uttara explains, those three realms are obtained by persons who resolve to engage in pious activities in order to achieve various results, and by those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work. Those householders who are not motivated by desires for fruitive results and who are absorbed only in executing their particular occupational duties or swadharma reach realms such as Marlok, which are situated above these three planetary systems. There they are progressively liberated through the purification of their consciousness chitta. This is corroborated by Shri Rudra in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavat. Swadharma nishta satajanma vipuman virinchetam eti tatah param himam अव्याकृतं भागवतो अथ वैष्णवं पदं यथाहं विबुधा कलाते. A person obtains the position of Brahma after performing his occupational duties for 100 births. Then after the great cosmic dissolution, Mahapralaya, Brahma and all of us are liberated upon reaching Vaikuntha, the eternal unchanging abode. Non-householders, namely lifelong celibates known as Naishtik Brahmacharis, those in the retired order of life or Vanaprasthis, and renunciates or sannyasis attain the abode named Mahar, Janas, and Tapas and Satya, which are located above the three planetary systems, Bhu, Bhuvar, and Swarga. The second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 2.6.20, Shri Shukdev Goswami states, Padastrayo Bahishchasanna Aprajanam Ya Ashramaha Antastrilokyastu aparo gruhamedo abrihadvrataha. Nastic brahmacharis, manaprasthis, and sannyasis do not produce any progeny. The destination or abode of enjoyment attained by them is situated above these three worlds. Abrahad Vrata means devoid of the great vow of celibacy. So these Abrahad Vrata householders who are absorbed in sex life stay within the three planetary systems. Among such persons who are materially motivated take repeated birth. Those who are desireless or nishkam and devoted to their occupational duties achieve liberation after enjoying sense pleasures. Among them, some yogis whose renunciation is not complete and who are attached to fruitive activities experience enjoyment in Maharloka and beyond. They are then liberated along with Brahma at the time of the cosmic dissolution, Mahapralaya. Others, by their own desire, progressively in stages, become liberated as they pass through the sun line known as the Archir Marga. The 2.5 verses beginning with Bhogante explain this fact. Those who engage in fruitive pious activities enjoy in the heavenly planets and then repeatedly take birth in Bharatvarsha. This is stated in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 9.20 and 21. Traividyamam somapa putapapa yadne varishtva swarganti prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divya bhogam te tam bhuktva sargalokam vishalam kshine punye martalokam vishanti. Evam dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kama kama lavante. Those who are engaged in fruity activities are described in the three Vedas. Worship me by performing sacrifice, yajna. After drinking the remnant of the sacrifice, somarasa, they become free from sins and pray for entry into heaven, swarga. When their pious merit has been depleted, after enjoying the heavenly pleasures of swarga, they fall to earth. In this way, people engaged in the fruity activities described in the three Vedas repeatedly transmigrate in this material world. Sri Bhagavan also states in Srimad Bhagavad Gita 8.16, A Brahma Vona Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Arjuna, one is compelled to repeatedly return from all the planets in this universe up to Brahma Loka, Satya Loka. In the phrase Mahar Loka Adi, the word Adi indicates the Janas, Tapas and Satya planetary systems. Kechit meaning some of them refer to those persons who are desireless and who are engaged in their occupational duties and who are qualified for the position of Brahma. If they maintain such qualification until Brahma is liberated, then they are liberated along with him. Therefore, it has been said, Brahmana sahate sarve samprapte prati sanchare. Parasyante kritatmanaha pravishanti param padam. When their consciousness is cleansed, all of them obtain the topmost abode along with Brahma at a time of the great annihilation at the end of Brahma's lifespan. Text 12. Kechit kramena mucchante bhogan bhuktarchiradishu lavante yataya sadhyo muktim jnana parahiye. Kechit, some, kramena, gradually, mucchante, become liberated, Bhogan, sense pleasures, Bhuktva, having enjoyed, Archir Adishu, in planets on the path to the sun, Lavante, attain, Yatayaha, renounced, ascetics, Sadhya, at once, Muktim, liberation, Jnanapara, devoted to the pursuit of knowledge, he indeed, ye, who. Those yogis who adhere to specific disciplines mentioned in the Vedas are guided to paths such as Archir Marga, the path of the sun, by the presiding demigods of those paths. After enjoying all the pleasures of those places, they progressively become liberated. Fully renounced ascetics, devoted to the pursuit of spiritual knowledge, attain liberation instantaneously at a time of death. The word Kechit in this verse refers to yogis who engage in activities mentioned in the Vedas. Archi refers to the demigod who is the presiding deity of fire, Agni Abhimani Devata. The word Adi refers to planets in the Shishumar circle or the solar system. In the second canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Sri Shukdev states, Yogeshwaranam gatimaurantar bahistrilokya pavanantaramatmanam na karma vistam gatim apnuvanti vidya tapo yoga samadhi bhajam vaishvanaranam yati vihaya sagata sushumnaya brahma pathena shojisham विधूतकल्को अत हरेर उदस्तात् प्रयाति चक्रम नृपशैशुमारम तद्वैश्वनाभिं त्व अतिवर्त्य विष्णोर अनीयसा वीरजेनात्मनैकः नमस्कृतं ब्रह्मविदाम् उपैति कल्पायुषो वयद् विबुधा रमन्ते अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन दन्धयमानानां संनिरीक्ष्य विश्वं निर्याति सिद्धेश्वरजुष्टधिष्णं यद्वै परार्धं तदुपारमेष्ठम् न यत्र शोको न जरा न मृत्युर्नार्तिर्न चोद्वेगरुते कुतश्चित् यच्चित्ततो अदहां कृपया निदं विदां दुरन्त दुःख प्रभवानुदर्शनात् ततो विशेषं प्रतिपद्य निर्भयस्तेनात्मनापो अनलमूर्तिरत्वरं ज्योतिर्मयो वायुम् उपेत्य काले वायु आत्मना खं बृहत् आत्मलिंगम घ्राणेन गंधम रसनेन वैरसम रूपं च दृष्ट्या श्वसनं त्वचैव श्रोत्रेण चोपेत्य नभो गुणत्वं प्राणेन चापूतिम् उपैति योगी स्वभूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रिय सन्निकर्षं मनोमयं देवमयं विकार्यं संसाद्य गत्या सह तेन याति विज्ञानतत्त्वं गुणसन्निरोधम् तेनात्मनात्मानम् उपैति शान्तम् आनन्दमयो अवसाने एतां गतिं भागवतीं गतो या स वै पुनर्नेह विसज्जते अङ्गम्. Unlike the movements of the karmis or those who work for material results, the movements of mystics or yogis are unrestricted. Because their bodies are subtler than air, these yogis can enter and leave any abode within the three planetary systems at will. When they give up their material bodies at death by the power of the eightfold path called Ashtanga Yoga, they reach the presiding demigod of fire through the medium of the luminous Sushumna Nadi or the Milky Way, the aerial path of Brahman, Brahmapatha. Thereafter, cleansed of all contamination, they attain Shihari's luminous Shishumar circle of planets or the zodiac. Aided by their purified subtle bodies, they cross over that circle of Vishnu, which is like the navel of the universe, and reach the planet of Maharloka, which is worshipable even by those who have realized Brahman. This place is the residence of divine sages such as Bhrigu, whose lifespan equals a day of Brahma, one kalpa. Sometimes, out of wonder or inquisitiveness, the yogis desire to continue residing there until the end of the kalpa. However, at the end of a kalpa, the three worlds are consumed by flames emanating from the mouth of Anantadev, and Maharloka also becomes hot. The transcendentalists then go to Satyaloka, which is situated beyond Maharloka and which remains intact for two parardhas, the duration of Brahma's life. Airplanes are waiting there, ready to serve those great perfected souls. With the exception of mental distress, the place is free from all suffering, including sorrow, old age, death, disease, and anxiety. It may be asked what type of mental distress they experience. In reply, it is said, alas, how the residents of the three worlds suffer due to their ignorance of Bhagavad Dharma, the path of devotional service to Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although this sorrow is of the perfected souls, stems from compassion, still it torments their conscience. After the yogis reach Satyaloka, they fearlessly dissolve their subtle body in the element earth and then steadily penetrate the seven layers of the universe. From the layer made of earth, they reach the layer of water. From there, they reach the layer of fire. Then, acquiring a fiery body made of light, they reach the layer of air. From there, in due time, they reach the layer of ether, akash, or sky, which enables one to perceive the unlimited nature of Brahman. While penetrating the gross layers, the yogi's knowledge acquiring senses, Gyanendriya, also merge into their subtle causal source. The sense of smell merges into the causality of smell, Gandha Tanmatra, and the sense of taste merges into the causality of taste, Rasa Tanmatra, and the sense of vision merges into the causality of form, Rupa Tanmatra, and the sense of touch merges into the causality of touch, Sparsha Tanmatra, and the sense of hearing merge into the causality of sound, Shabda Tanmatra. Furthermore, the five working senses, Karma Indriya, merge into their respective active potencies or Kriya Shakti, which is their subtle source. Thus, each sense attains its respective subtle form. In this manner, the yogis penetrate the coverings of gross of five gross and five subtle elements and enter into the layer of ego, ahankar. There they merge their elements which are in their subtle state into the layer of ego in the mode of ignorance, their senses into the layer of ego in the mode of passion, and their minds and the presiding deities of the mind and senses into the layer of ego in the mode of goodness. After this, the yogis enter into Mahat Tattva, the total material energy layer, by merging their ego into that. Finally, from Mahat Tattva, they reach the layer of material nature or Prakriti, where all the modes of material nature are in a state of equilibrium. Parikshit, at the time of the great cosmic dissolution, even the layer of Prakriti or material nature is dissolved. The yogis then acquire blissful forms free of all coverings, and in that condition they attain the Supreme Lord, the embodiment of peaceful neutrality and bliss. Anyone reaching this spiritual destination never again returns to this material existence. Those who attain Satyaloka or Brahmaloka achieve three different destinations relative to the three varieties of spiritual practices they adopted to attain it. Those reaching Satyaloka by performing pious activities obtain various destinations in accordance with the gradation of their punya or pious merit. The practitioners who reach there by worshipping Hiranyagarbha, the plenary expansion of Garbhodakasha Vishnu, become liberated when Brahma attains liberation. Fortunate souls who reach there by worshipping Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord Narayan, cross the coverings of the material creation and at will enter Vaikuntha. Various types of sense enjoyments are also available while penetrating the coverings of the material cosmos. They relish Bhoga Samashti, the aggregate of sensual pleasures. In other words, they receive those pleasures that on earth are experienced through taste, smell, touch, sound, and so on. Having enjoyed this happiness, they finally go to Vaishnava Loka, the abode of devotees, which is none other than Vaikuntha. The Paramahamsas who are devoted to the pursuit of knowledge achieve liberation or mukti at the time of death. Text 13. Bhakta bhagavato yetu sakama swecha akhiran bhunjana sukha bhogamste vishuddhayanti tatpadam. Bhakta bhagavato yetu sakama swechaya akhilan bhunjana sukha bhogamste vishuddhayanti tatpadam. Bhakta, the devotees, Bhagavata of Bhagavan, ye who, too, indeed, sakama, with desire, swaichaya, by their own will, akhilan, all, bhunjanaha, enjoying, sukha bhogan, pleasures, they, vishuddha, purified, yanti, attain, tatpadam, his abode. Sakam devotees, or those who desire the fruits of their action, worship the Lord with varieties of desires. Although they enjoy all the pleasures of those desires, they are purified by the power of bhakti, and even during this period of material enjoyment, they are not controlled by their activities. At the end of this moment, at the end of this enjoyment, they enter the abode of Bhagavan. Now the two verses beginning here with Bhakti, Shri Uttara describes the different destinations attained by the Supreme Lord's devotees based on whether they pursue devotional service with desire or free from desire. She says Sakam devotees worship Bhagavan with a desire for sense enjoyment. However, in the verse, the term Swaichaya, meaning by their own will, indicates that even these devotees are not controlled by fruitive action. The word Akhilan, meaning entire, refers to all sense enjoyment that are available in the three worlds, Bhu, Bhuvar, and Swara, as well as in Maharloka realms such as Archiloka and Shvetadip, or the Ramapriya Vaikuntha of this material universe. The prefix Sukha, meaning happiness, used as an adjective before the word Bhoga or sense perception, implies that for Bhagavan Sakam devotees, whatever suffering or sorrow that is normally part of the sensual pleasures of the three worlds is removed. They do not experience the suffering that is inherent in those related sense objects. The verb bhunjana, meaning indulging, is in the present tense, which implies that the Sakam devotees remain pure even while they are gratifying their senses. Thus, she says, by the power of devotion to Bhagavan, they completely give up that desire in the course of their enjoyment and go to the Supreme Lord's abode. Hare Krishna. Text 14. Vaikuntham durlabham muktehi sandrananda chidatmakam nishkamayetu tadbhakta labhante sadde evatat. Vaikuntha, durlabham, rarely achieved, muktehi, by the liberated soul, Sandra Ananda, intense bliss, Chit, of cognizance, Atmakam, which is of the mature, Atmakam, which is of the nature, Nishkama, who are free from material desires, Yea, those they who too certainly tat bhakta, his devotees, lavante attain sadhya instantly, eva indeed tat that abode. Devotees who worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, giving up all material desires, are called Nishkam Bhaktas. They are promoted to Vaikuntha immediately after death. This abode, which is made of the concentrated essence of happiness and the nature of consciousness, is rarely achieved even by liberated souls. In this verse, the word Tat indicates Vaikuntha. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam 2.2.17 and 18, Sri Shukdev Goswami briefly describes its characteristics. Na yatra kalo animisham para prabhu kuto nu deva jagatam yai shire. न यत्र सत्वं न रजस्तमश्च न वै विकारो न महान् प्रधानं परं पदं वैष्णवम् आमनन्ति तत् यन्नेति नेतीति अतत् उत्सिक्ष्कृशवः विसृज्य दौरात्म्यम् अनन्यसौहृदा Rudhopaguhyarha padam pade pade. Given time personified, the master of all the demigods is incapable of exercising his control in Vaikuntha. How then can the power of ordinary demigods like Indra, whose rule is limited to the material world, extend there? The total material energy, Mahatattva and material nature, Prakriti, cannot exert their influence in Vaikuntha because it is free from the transformations of the three material modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Persons eligible for Vaikuntha unceasingly cast off attachments and identification with the gross body and subtle mind through the process of gradual elimination of the non-essential neti neti. In a mood of absolute affection, they permanently enthrone Sri Vishnu's unparalleled lotus feet in their hearts and glorify his topmost abode. Furthermore, Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.9 and 10 states, Tasmai swalokam bhagavan sabhajita संदर्शयाम आस परम नयत परम व्यपेत संक्लेश विमोह साध्वसम स्वदृष्ट्वधीर पुरुषैर अविष्टुतम प्रवर्तते यत्र रजस्तमस्तयो सत्वं च मिश्रं न च काल विक्रमा न यत्र माया किम उता परे हरेर अनुव्रता यत्र सुरार्चिता. At that time, Shri Bhagavan, being pleased with Brahma's penance, showed him his abode, Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is devoid of all distress, klesha, and is free from the illusion or fear generated by that distress. No place is superior to that abode, and pious self-realized souls always desire to go there. It is devoid of material passion and ignorance, and even of material goodness, which is mixed with passion and ignorance. Only pure goodness is present, and there is no effect of the force of time. What to speak of anger, envy, and so forth? Even Maya, the illusory potency, the root cause of material happiness and sorrow, does not exist there. It is the permanent residence of Bhagavan's eternal associates, who are worshipped by both demigods and demons. The 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 28th chapter, verse 14 and 15 states, Iti sanchintya Bhagavan mahakaruniko hari darshayam asalokam swam gopanam tamasah param satyam jnanamantam yad brahmajyoti sanatanam yadhi pashyanti munayo gunapaye samahita. After some deliberation, the most merciful and supremely powerful Sri Krishna revealed to the coward men his Vaikuntha abode, which is fully spiritual in nature and beyond material existence. It is purely conscious, Chinmay, unlimited, Ananta, absolute reality, Satya, self-effulgent, Prakashita, and eternal Nitya, and transcendental the very embodiment of transcendence, Brahma Swarup. Sages who have transcended the mode of material nature become competent to pursue that abode in their perfect trance. That Brahman, the absolute truth, manifest as Vaikuntha. It does this through the specific function of the Lord's internal potency, Swarup Shakti, and without transgressing the real nature of Brahman. The phrase beginning with Satyam in Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10 Canto 28 chapter verse 15 specifically refers to the supramundane abode in Vaikuntha. It is the abode of Parabrahman, the supreme absolute truth, and therefore everything manifests there in its most essential absolute form. It may be asked, what is the nature of that place? In reply, Shri Uttara Devi says, that place is difficult for even liberated souls to attain. This statement asserts that Śrī Bhagwan's abode, which is the ultimate destination for his devotees, is superior to the abode obtained by those desiring liberation. What is the nature of the superlative excellence of that sacred abode? Śrī Uttara responds with the phrase beginning with Sandra. She says the abode is suffused with condensed bliss and transcendental knowledge, and it embodies absolute reality or Brahman. On the other hand, the happiness obtained by liberated persons is quite insignificant. This last point will be explained later. The word Tad Bhakta in the original verse means that only the Lord's devotees can achieve an abode such as Vaikuntha. Verse 15. Tatra Shri Krishna Padabja se Tatra Shri Krishna Padabja Sakshat Seva Sukham Sada Bahudanu Bhavantaste Ramante Dhikratamṛtam. Tatra there, Shri Krishna Padabja, of Sri Krishna's lotus feet, Sakshat, direct, Seva, service, Sukham, happiness, Sada, always, Bahuda, in many ways, Anubhavantaha, experiencing, they, Ramante, delight in, Dhikrita, reproaching, Amritam, the bliss of immortality. The devotees in Vaikuntha always experience the happiness of directly serving Shri Krishna's lotus feet in many ways, and they are forever absorbed in participating in his variegated pastimes. In comparison to this happiness derived from service, the happiness of liberation is insignificant. What type of concentrated happiness is available in Vaikuntha? To explain this briefly, Śrī Uttara speaks this verse beginning with Tatra. She says the devotees in Vaikuntha always directly or indirectly experience varieties of happiness through service to Shri Bhagavan. The word Sakshat or directly means that they always perform pastimes with him in Vaikuntha and they always experience the happiness of this service. This subject matter will be further elaborated upon in the description of Vaikuntha. What is the nature of that happiness? Śrī Uttara says the happiness of Vaikuntha is infused with the utmost intense ecstasy. In comparison, the happiness of liberation is insignificant. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya cha pradhanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo.